What's popping in the streets, everybody? I believe therefore I'm King Solow. Hope you're doing all right today. You know, we're here for DS4, Part 5, the final 5 battles of the night. You know what we're here for. We're not going to waste any time. But the most important thing that you should do is subscribe to the channel. Right there at the bottom. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Like, share, comment. Let me know if I'm capping. Let me know if I'm reaching. What's your opinions? What's your thoughts on the battle? Who you think's going to win? It's important that we talk. Again, remember, I'm trying to kick in a lane here to where everybody has the freedom to, have their opinion. That's what's most important. We need to have conversations throughout the community. It's very, very important that we do that. And that's what we're here for on King Solow TV. So let's go ahead and get into the first battle for this bracket. But again, hit the subscribe button, please. Yes. So first battle we have is Rucboi versus Gunz. Rucboi versus Gunz. So when we look at Gunz is very catty, theatrical, very heavily character based. Brings a lot of concepts and brings a lot of material to the battle. And of course, when we look at Rucboi is very rowdy, very live, very smash mouth in your face, and very heavily style based. Now, let's just call a spade a spade. When we look at this particular battle, I will call it as it is. Gunz is the underdog in this particular battle. Now, looking at this, I do go in favor of Rucboi in this particular battle. I think the variety of skill set that Rucboi brings to his battles is just simply, if I can call it as is, he overwhelms his opponent. It's just pretty much just like it's just bulldozing you over, just for lack of better words. Oh, look at that, bullseye. No pun intended there. No, I didn't do that on purpose. But I am just kind of looking at it like when I watch him dance, he does just simply kind of like, it's just like nonstop. That's not to say that, he's just a linear dancer or anything like that. But I definitely say that like when we don't necessarily look at Rucboi, it's kind of like one of those people who like, I'll drop the momentum all the way down and then bring it back up. It's just like Rucboi is just like that. And I think sometimes some of his opponents battle him and they simply just can't catch up. So looking at this, I do go in favor of Rucboi because I do think that Gunz is going to have to really sharpen his skill set to its highest level. And I say that because Gunz he is a very theatrical person. But sometimes if you come into the situation and you're trying to, dare I say, kind of like woo the crowd or something like that, sometimes they can rock with it, and be like, oh yeah, this is cool, this is catty, this is fun. That was just a great round. And then Rucboi comes in there and just like pretty much kicks in the door with the Stone Cold music and just comes in there, stunners him, and then, walks out of there. Like that has a high potential of happening when we look at this battle. Now, I'm not one of those people who likes to talk in absolutes. I do think Gunz can win this battle, but I think it would have to be the best that he's ever been. He's going to have to, in my personal opinion, he's going to have to do the best version of himself. And I think he's going to have to find a pocket and stick with it. I literally just said that. But I think he's going to literally have to maintain that constant building of his round. Because again, we know what Rucboi does. And like I said before, I think he bulldozes people sometimes. And if you don't have that same level of high execution, you can't combat that. If you don't have that brute force, that get off aspect of it, you're not going to survive. So I go in favor of Rucboi in that particular battle, but I am very interested in that battle. I will definitely say, in terms of who's winning the face-off of the promotion, Gunz is winning right now. So next battle we got No Joke versus MGPAK. So MGPAK is very heavily character based, very heavily style based. Brings a lot of creativity, character, musicality. He's a storyteller. Like he pretty much is like has a complete package for lack of better words. So if I could just stop it right there. And then, of course, when we look at No Joke, No Joke as well, very heavily character-based, very grimy, very Smash Mouth, very Buck as well, and brings a lot of concepts and a lot of material to the table. So looking at this particular battle, I'm going to go in favor of MGPAK. I will say that simply because I haven't really seen much of No Joke. Just in case you guys don't know, No Joke is Walao. Haven't really seen much of him and haven't seen him battle. But I will definitely admit that watching MGPAK when he battled Judge, he looked, I won't say undefeatable, but he looked really good. Really, 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 really good. And I think the one thing that MGPAK does specialize in is that he does an amazing job of just simply compacting his rounds with as much shit as possible. Like I can't remember a single time that I've ever seen an MGPAK round to where it was just like, this battle is boring, or I don't like anything that he's doing. And then he does kind of bring that engagement as far as for the crowd, that engagement whenever you're watching him, and the crowd just like tunes into what he's doing, because you do have to pay attention. That in itself, in my opinion, is a skill set. Like if you don't have crowd control at a very, very high level in terms of like being able to pull people in, not just simply like, oh, let me repeat 3 movements and then get them to do it and then fake them out on the last one. Like that's, in my opinion, that's a cheap imitation of crowd control. That's weak. Not saying that No Joke does that. Relax. But as far as like looking at this particular battle, I think if MGPAK comes with the same type of seriousness that he did when he battled Judge, I think he'll take this one. I do think that, state the obvious, I know that No Joke's not under Crush anymore, so he might be revamping his style. So I am interested to see what it looks like. He back then was one of those people to where, like, again, he was very heavily character-based and was great with, I won't say he was, but in terms like he was good with as far as storytelling as well. But I don't want to just toss that on there because I don't know what he's doing with his style as of late. So it could be different. But I'll just simply say this, it is, No Joke could come in there and just simply like, pimp slap, MGPAK's rounds out of the way and just be like, nah, you don't get this raw.
Hey, yo.
And then call it a day. Pause. Relax. So, yeah, but looking at that as is, I'm going to go in favor of MGPAK. Next battle, we have Disko versus Spoof. Spoof, very rowdy, very catty, very conceptual, and very very material heavy. And then we have Disko, of course, who is very catty himself, very material heavy, very combo heavy, very style based, and brings a lot of brings a lot of cattiness to the table in his own old school way. So looking at the particular battle, I am going to go in favor of Disko. I say that because I've seen there's much more experience there, and I've seen a lot more consistency from Disko. Now, it's not to say that I'm sleeping on Spoof, because I saw when he battled, it was a while back. Was it Baby NY? Or it was somebody? Yeah, I think, was it Young NY? I think it was Young NY, whatever. East Gritty, I think that's who it was. Yeah, I watched him and I was just kind of like, man, this man's crump is really killer, but it looks like the happiest crump I've ever seen in my life. So that was surprising to me to see that, in a long time, it's like crump was so heavy and so mean and so street, but he actually brought back a lot of fun feeling to it. So, but again, like I just haven't seen him in quite some time, and I think there are a lot more attributes on Disko's side that he can bring to the table, and I think he's gonna win that battle. So, yeah. But it's not to say Spoof can't come in there with like a whirlwind. You know what happens when we ain't seen people dance in a while. I'm just saying. The next battle we have, boy, this is a heavy ass one. Bruiser versus Cannon. Jesus. Let me just cut it short. Both of these guys pretty much do everything. Let's just put it like that. That'll save us time. Looking at this battle, I think the only real big determining factors I see between them, I think Bruiser is much more better as far as like maintaining a momentum of a round, finding a pocket, and then simply being able to build up off that. Like his gas tank is fucking phenomenal. And if I'm just being real, I think he's easily like top 10, maybe potentially top 5 best crumpers in the world to date. So yeah, and then of course I see as far as the advantages on Cannon side, I think Cannon for sure, easily one of the best in the world as well. Not gonna play this game, but Cannon as well brings a lot more variety, versatility of movement overall. I do think that he is definitely better as far as in terms of combos, in my opinion, and making them a lot more. Making them a lot more transparent, or to where we can understand them. I do think Bruiser builds a lot, and he does bring a lot of material, and his combos are very subtle and smooth, to where like sometimes he'll maintain that pace and still hit out combos and stuff like that. But maybe sometimes they can be missed if you're not paying attention. So that's not, dare I say, in terms of his fault, but more so if people are not up on game and they're not paying attention to what's happening, it'll go right by him. So looking at this particular battle, in my personal opinion, I'm gonna go in favor of Bruiser, mainly because of the reason that Bruiser, again, similar to like Rucboi, once he picks up a momentum and he starts building, it's hard to catch. It's hard to catch, and I think that's the one thing, in my personal opinion, that Cannon can't necessarily do. That I think that may play a really big determining factor. I am curious because, again, when you kind of start looking at some of these heavier battles, I'm curious, is it going to be 2 rounds, or are they going to let them hop out there and do a third? That's a close one, in my opinion, but I edge that to Bruiser. And then the last and final battle that we do have, we have Rexx versus Solow. This is a tough one. A very, very tough one. Rexx obviously being very theatrical, very technical, very he does everything. Just do that, you know what I'm saying? And then of course Solow does everything. So yeah. Both obviously are both very theatrical, both are very technical, and both have shown us easily these two individuals are in the top 10 category of the most creative crumpers of all time, without question. I think they've shown us some stuff that they've brought to crump that probably people never thought of, literally. So this one's kind of a tough one. I will say this because when I look at in terms of combos and concepts, I'm going to go in favor of Solow, in my personal opinion. And then when I look at in terms of get off, variety of movement in terms of being able to, get on the ground or level or get in those awkward positions or unorthodox movements, it's in favor of Rexx. So this one's kind of hard for me to look at. The way that I kind of looked at this particular battle, similar to how I said with Bruiser and Cannon, I am curious to whether this is going to be 2 rounds or it's going to be 3 rounds. I do see this being a situation to where somebody hops out there for a 3rd round. But I think if the longer this battle goes on, the more in favor I think it will be for Rexx. Respect to Solow, but history shown he doesn't necessarily have the best gas tank, and he's not one of those people to where it's I'm gonna get in a long drawn out match with you, or I'm not gonna slow roast you. He's more of I'm gonna hit you, boom, 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 you're dead. That's always he is the definition of a cerebral assassin. He is a sniper, obviously. So yeah, looking at that, I would say based off of if it's a 2-round battle, I can see it going in favor of Solow. But if it does go past 2 rounds and if we get a 3rd, I think Rexx could potentially pull out the win, or if it goes anything past that. And honestly, just even with that being said, this can definitely sway either direction because not to knock him, to respect him or anything like that, but I do kind of look at the psychology of it as well. I'm going to ask, okay, what type of Solow are we going to get, and what type of Rexx are we going to get? Because I have seen kind of varieties of them, you know, in both. Like, are we going to get kind of, not shooting at you, bro. I love you, Solow. I saw you. Are we going to get Busta Rhymes Solow? You know, are we going to get crump music Solow? You know, because of course I know that, you know, you focus on other things and stuff like that, you know, but is this, I'm asked, is this a battle that you're really going to try and take seriously, or is this just like a friendly competition? Like, what's the intent? You know, then as far as same with Rexx, you know, is this going to be a battle to where it's like, are you trying to kill the sniper? Or is this just, again, another competition battle as well? You know, are we going to get, you know, shirt pull, the unorthodox, you know, kill off Rexx, you know, or are we going to get kind of a little bit more groovy and kind of swagged out, you know, combo, you know, heavy Rexx? Because not to say that he can't still do them, but I do kind of still figure them as like, those are different versions of Rexx in my opinion. He still has the tool set, but I just think that back then, Rexx was a lot more unorthodox and did a lot more just strange stuff. But I mean, somehow it always managed to work. That's why I said these two cats, when I look at them, they easily are top 10 people who brought us like the most creativity that we've seen in crump. So yeah, intense battle. I think this could definitely go either way. Either way. I won't roll a rock uphill or anything like that, because again, there's levels to it. But I think Rexx's best chance of winning is being the best version of himself, and just expanding. You know, Solow's not necessarily, Solow can go to the ground, but he's not known for that. So I think that's one area which in terms like that could work genuinely in his favor. But if it does come down to a situation of creativity, I don't know. I know Solow's are a lot more snappier, and sometimes Rexx requires a setup sometimes. So again, it can go either way. So I'm just edging this one to Solow. Anything past 2 rounds, I go in favor of Rexx. So well, that's all the battles, guys. That is it. That's it. That was 25 battles, Desert Storm 4. You definitely need to come out to this event. Even if you're not dancing, you're definitely getting your money's worth. There's no question about that. Please make sure y'all come out. What is the date on this event? The event is November the 15th and goes all the way into the weekend. So damn near, this is pretty much a 5-day event. So no matter what day that you come on, you're going to have something to do. So again, make sure that you go to the Desert Storm page, look up the information, all that you need there. They're even putting information on there because if you need hotels, flight information, etc., stuff like that, you can definitely reach out to the Dead End fam. Please don't kill Ronnie. Please make sure you support the movement. Don't be asking to get into events for free. The battles are already locked. You might as well just show up for the tournaments and take the workshops. They have kids battles. They have crump choreography competition, or there's a kids tournament, invitation only from what I've seen, and obviously the main event or the Friday tournament for all adults. So yeah, that's what it is, guys. So please make sure that you like, share, subscribe to the channel right there at the bottom, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.